When lawmakers gathered in Austin this session, all agreed chronic absenteeism and truancy are serious problems in Texas schools. Several bills were filed, but only one is sitting on the governor's desk to be signed.
That's right. 2 Investigates Robert Arnold has been reporting on this issue now for several years and is joining us with a breakdown of the progress that's been made. So, Robert, how many bills were filed and which one passed?
By my count, there were a total of 8 bills that were filed between the House and the Senate regarding truancy and chronic absenteeism. What passed was State Senator Paul Bettencourt's Senate Bill 991, and it deals mainly with data collection. It's now going to require schools to collect better data on both chronic absenteeism and truancy, and then categorize those students as at risk of dropping out. And a quick distinction, they're very similar, but chronic absenteeism is if a student misses 10% of the school year. Truancy is if a child has 3 or more unexcused absences in a 1-month period or 10 or more unexcused absences in a 6-month period. So very, very similar, but there is a distinction there.
Why did so many of these bills fail to pass?
Lawmakers have a real difference of opinion, at least right now, on how to approach this problem. Everybody agrees it's a huge problem in the state of Texas, but you had some lawmakers that wanted to go back to much stricter measures, wanted to go back to where it was a criminal, where truancy was a criminal act, have more punitive measures against parents who weren't making sure their kids went to school. Then you also had other lawmakers who said, no, we did that in the past. That didn't really work. We have the data showing that didn't work. We think we need to build more supports into the system. So you had this large debate, and that's why a lot of those other bills didn't advance. This bill with Senator Bettencourt's bill is a data collection bill, and so they want to start here and get better data so we can really see who is missing school and why they're missing school and identify those kids faster for help.
We know this data is so critical, and we know this issue has been top of mind for parents, educators, and lawmakers. So will lawmakers take this up again?
Absolutely. Senator Bettencourt said, and what they're hoping is now that they have this data collection bill, that by the time they go back to session 2 years from now, they will have better data to look at. This is a really complicated issue. This is not a simple issue of some kids are lazy and they don't feel like going to class or they're just not good. No, you have kids that are missing school because they have to work to support their family. You have kids who are homeless. And so they're worried about where they're going to sleep at night, let alone whether or not they're going to make it to math class. So there's not an easy fix to this. So this data collection is where they're hoping will help them better focus their efforts next session. But he says, absolutely, we're going to take this up again next session.
And your investigating has revealed gaps in truancy prevention. Any word on that front?
So one of the things that's already on the books as a state law is that schools are supposed to use truancy prevention measures before a student becomes truant. They're supposed to. It's a state law, and we found dozens and dozens of school districts that were either not reporting using any truancy prevention or they were reporting far more truancies than truancy prevention. And that triggered actually a review by the Texas Education Agency of all truancy data statewide. And they're still in the midst of that review. And so we're waiting for an update on that front.
So many layers to this, and there's no one easy fix.
No, not at all.
Robert, appreciate your reporting. Thank you.
Thank you.